night. So, like I told you this evening, I promised to be live at 10 p.m. Liberian time. This is my first time coming live since I left Liberia. So tonight we're going to be talking about a couple of issues here. We intend to talk about several issues because we believe strongly that vast majority of our people actually need to know what is happening. We've not come live to beat chest against anyone, but we've come live tonight to let the public know about some of those major truths that they need to know. Because 2017, Liberian people, they overwhelmingly elected President George Weah. They didn't elect him because he had played football. They didn't elect him because he rose to the rank of becoming a global football legend. That was not the reason why President George Weah was overwhelmingly elected. They elected him based on what he presented to the people. When President George Weah came to power, or before he was sent to the presidency, President George Weah presented a case to the people, including some of us, that indeed he was sincere, that he was so passionate, that he had the zeal to be able to transform the living conditions of the people across Liberia. That was the reason why Liberians from every walk of life, be it educated or non-educated, they assembled, they came together through a collective effort to ensure that President George Weah was sent to the presidency of the Republic of Liberia. But what went wrong along the way? Fast forwarding, we went to the first round, October 10, 2017. We won the election. When we won that election, in the first round, we didn't meet the required margin or the required number, the 50 plus 1, to be announced as a leader as required in the constitution of the country. So it was, we all were supposed to go for a rerun. So at this rerun, between President George Weah and Vice President Joseph Numa Boakai, which took place on December 26, 2017, we were able to go out again to rally Liberians, to urge Liberians to encourage our people. We went out, some of our intellectual brothers who didn't see any reason to support President George Weah in the first round. We went and encouraged those people to come and support President George Weah, because we were very convinced that if President George Weah was sent to the presidency, the issue of unemployment, the issue of nepotism, the issue of massive corruption, the issue of bad governance, the issue of lack of rule of law, the issue of no due diligence or of lack of respect for the rule of law in our country was going to be addressed. Because that was the reason why they said, that we were coming to power. But unfortunately, when President George Weah became president on December 26, 2017, situation began to change. Things began to move from that area of high optimism to an area of pessimism. Some people began to doubt the process because two individuals chose to hijack it. Minister McGill, Samuel Twe, and they had one of their other friends that they sent to ECOWAS, the black fellow. They all had a clique. He got his name. He came from Ivory Coast. When President George Weah won, the first thing those guys did was they went to Burkina Faso and Ivory Coast. They went to that place They went there engaged to bury the president spiritually. McGill, Samuel Tuer, and this guy who is now at ECOWAS, he was not too familiar to us. He came from Ivory Coast. All of them went to Burkina Faso, and later they ended at Ivory Coast to spiritually bury the president. McGill was the one who initiated that process. That's the reason why Minister McGill, anything Minister McGill says to the president, whether it is wrong, whether it is bad, President George Weah will bow to it. President Weah fears McGill naturally. I'm not going to sit in the corner to gossip about this, because I was with these people. I know what they are capable of doing. McGill and Tuer and the other guy who is now at ECOWAS, they sent him there as one of the vice presidents to fill the slot that was assigned to Liberia. They went to Burkina Faso, and they went straight to a Burkinabe Juju man who brought his other people from Togo, Lomé, and also from Benin. And those guys did what they could do to spiritually bury the president. When McGill returned, the first thing McGill began to do, way before the inauguration, the first thing McGill began to do, McGill started going to people who are served in Unity Party. For instance, those individuals who serve in director position, those individuals who serve in commissioner position, assistant ministers, minister purpose, and he started engaging those people as to whether they were interested in serving in President George Weah's government. McGill at the time was residing right opposite the Era supermarket that is in Fishtown. The Era supermarket, the new complex, those complexes are across the road. That is where Minister McGill was residing. Every day, people came to McGill's house to bribe him jobs that he was supposed to secure. Even though, yes, it is true that we all are Liberians. It is true that we all are Liberians. That indeed the Constitution provides that every Liberian should be given the opportunity to work as long as they are qualified. But it is traditionally accepted that when people support you, it is incumbent upon them, because the benefit of politics is not in heaven. I want you all to understand this. The benefit of people supporting you in every political venture is for you to get the benefit right here on earth. Not to go and steal, per se, but for instance, if I'm qualified to work in a capacity and I support you, it is incumbent upon you to look into my skills and my credentials and give me that job, because I gave you my support when you needed it. When those editions qualified enough, when they struggled with President Weah, some of them from 2005, some of them way before that time, some of them from 2011, some of them in 2014 when he was contesting to become senator, some of them in 2017. When those editions struggled with President George Weah, McGill, Samuel Tuer, and the other guy, Tarawale, I don't know his name, is a black fellow, very dark in complexion. They went to Burkina Faso. They took some things, because McGill had unhindered access to President George Weah. They took this man to Burkina Faso, and they were able to use to lure him into their Juju kingdom. I'm saying this tonight, and I challenge McGill, I challenge Tuer, I challenge their friend in ECOWAS, I challenge the three of them to say that what I'm saying is false. They left this country on the 27th of December. Immediately President George Weah won. McGill, it was Tarawale that first left. Then on the 29th of December, McGill left Liberia. They all went and met in Burkina Faso. Samuel Tuer had gone to Ivory Coast. They all went and met in Burkina Faso. You know, people say, oh, you betray CDC. You dare CDC. You look, some of you guys are stupid people. Some of you guys are stupid. You are so insane, you even know what you do. You think you struggle behind President George Weah for you to still be begging on the street? Why McGill, Tuer, and Tarawale, the other guy in ECOWAS, they are the three most richest people. This government promised to alleviate our people from abject poverty. But guess what? Who are the richest people? The only three known richest people are Magil Twer and that guy, President George Weah inclusive. We'll get to how President George Weah chose to build those buildings. We'll get to that point. But let me talk about this issue a little bit. When Magil came, Magil began to collect money from people. Magil started receiving money from different people. He took money from individuals. All you needed to do, just bring your credential and give him money. In less than 1 month, Magil immediately bought a house right to VOA community. The VOA community where he resides. Magil bought that house cash. He didn't take no loan from any bank. I challenge him to bring the loan document. I'm not talking about you going to fabricate the loan document. I challenge Magil. I'm daring him. I'm challenging Minister Magil to bring an authentic loan document showcasing that he obtained a loan of $250,000 United States dollars to buy that property that he lives on right now. Immediately, President Weah became president. Those guys came from Burkina Faso. Magil became very desperate. He became very desperate. He bought that house cash down. When he bought the house, some family members, they got angry. They said they would not agree because they were the rightful owners of the house. That was how Magil went, because he had gone broke. He didn't have enough money again. That's how he went to LBDI and spoke to and appealed to James Davis or John B. Davis to give him some opportunity to get small money so that he could appease those other family members. But the first money that he put into that property, he paid cash down. You know, they've threatened to kill me. But that's the worst mistake they're making. I fear nobody. I will never be afraid of anyone under the sun, because I serve the one and only living God. The God who protect me, who bless me, who cover me, who deliver me from everything. When Magil collected those money from the people, he started putting names down. Then they told this man, he now worked at LACRA. They told him, they said, my man, you are the one responsible to collect names of seditious. When you collect the names, bring it to the party headquarters. He's a deputy, he's the assistant secretary general for the party. They told him, collect the names, let everybody bring their CV to you. People took CV to that young man, and most of the CVs are still stockpiled at the CDC headquarters. Positions that were named, by the time Magil got to know, most of the positions, they were not familiar with them. By the time you name your position, he will call somebody and say, look, I got a slot here. I think you can start from there. You know that new government. When you just bring your little thing, we'll give it to you. Most of the positions that people are holding today in George Weah government, they were bought from Magil. That is the reason why when most of these individuals, when they perform dismally, they cannot be removed, because Minister Magil sold those positions to them. I dare him to come out and say I'm lying on him. I dare him to come out and say that he never took money from anybody to give them job in George Weah government. I challenge him to do that. He received money from most of these people. He collected money from them and told them, look, I will give you job. So some of these guys came. He got 2 positions were given at the Liberia Water and Seawall. Those 2 positions were bought. The individuals, people who work at Water and Seawall listening to me can agree to what I'm saying. One position at Noka was sold out by Magil. Another position at the National Oil Regulatory Authority, that position was also sold out. At the Liberia Lane Authority, the Environmental Protection Agency, EPA, the executive director position was about to be sold out. But some rigmarole took place, and that is how that young man over there was able to maintain his job. You know, I'm not saying these things because I want people to follow me. I don't need followers on Facebook. But, you know, I stood up for George Weah. When I joined CDC, Jefferson Koji called me and told me, Boima, you need to hold on. Let Tifa and everybody raise money so that we can give it to you. And I told Koji, I said, I don't need money from President George Weah. I'm not joining CDC because I want you to pay me. I am seeing the future. I believe this man. I believe in him. I know he can deliver Liberia. Koji, except he said today that maybe because he don't want people to get angry with him, he will say, oh, it is not true. Koji can agree to what I'm saying. He called me at the Youth League office. He said, JV, we're trying to raise money for you in the tone of almost 5,000. That was when the preparation. I went to CDC and said I wanted to join CDC. Nobody took me to CDC. I told Koji. I met Abubakar Ba in the morning hours and I told him, I said, Abubakar, the way I'm seeing things, we cannot leave Liberty Party to go to another opposition. To go to a ruling party. I am going to support CDC. Abubakar Ba is a living witness. The current minister, assistant minister at the Ministry of Internal Affairs. To Kings FM. It was at Kings FM that I made my debut work for the CDC. And when I went on that radio, I told the people that I'm supporting President George Weah because I believe that he can deliver the good for our country. I believe that for a long time Liberians have suffered. I believe that for a long time Liberians have perished in their own country. And that the only man who at this stage that I know can be able to deliver the people from that abject poverty, can be able to take them from the wars that they are going through is President George Weah. That it was based on that I supported Weah. I didn't support Weah because I wanted money. I saw the future ahead. And that is why I believed in him. We went to the election. There is no village, no town, no community that President Weah went to that I, Boima JV Boima, did not visit, did not go. And each of those villages we went, President George Weah made commitment to the people. For instance, we went to a village in Bong. President Weah told the people that if he become president, that the old folks, the older people, they will create a program that will cater to them, that will pay their medical bills as long as we are above 60. Tell me which Liberian has ever gone to JFK about 60 years old that has benefited from any free medical bill. Today we still have this president in power. I was there. It was the current vice president, Joel Howard Taylor. It was the first lady. It was the Maggie man himself. We all went to Bong. There's a village in Bong. I just forgot the name of that village. We arrived in that village. There's an older woman, a very striking old woman. She lay on the ground and told President Weah to walk on her because she said since she was born, that was the first time that cars, vehicles were entering her village. And that it was through President George Weah that car entered her village. So she wanted President George Weah to walk on her. President Weah told her to wake up. When she woke up, the woman, President Weah told her, in the midst of everybody, that when I become president, all women like this will be given the opportunity to go to hospital. And they will be catered to at the expense of the government. How many of those people, how many of those things have you seen in Liberia? We came to power to remove people from abject poverty. Tell me the mayor in West Point that has been taken from poverty. Tell me the old woman that live all the way in Looking Town, who printed her own t-shirt, who did everything for George Weah to be president. Tell me which of that old woman has been able to be alleviated from poverty. The only two rich people we have seen in Liberia is Nathaniel McGill and Samuel Ditwe. These two guys, they are so much engulfed in African juju. They go from place to place. They go from place to place. When I left Liberia, I went to several people for prayer because I was afraid for my life. And those prayer warriors, they prayed for me. Most of these people are prominent people, prominent prayer warriors. When I left Liberia, I came first to Sierra Leone. I went to Gambia. From Gambia, I went to Nigeria. From Nigeria, I came back. Then from there, I went to Ismail in Turkey. I know what those people told me. These are very respected and influential people. President George Weah, you can say what I'm saying is false. It's left with you. But if you do not watch your back, Trust me, if you do not watch your back, for me, I don't hate you. God in heaven know that I have nothing in my heart, no grudge against you. But I'm telling you, you got your witchcraft right under your feet. Magio and Tue. These are the two enemies of your government. These are the two individuals who don't like you. They have buried you in a medicine bottle. I am saying this openly tonight because the God of heaven, the God of Bishop David Oladi Oyedipo, the God that never failed, the God that I serve has revealed it to me. That's why I'm authoritatively saying it. Magio and Tue are the two troublesome around you. They are very demonic. They are very, very demonic. Those two men are demonic people. My people, I'm appealing to all of you. If you're a Liberian who believes in Liberia, if you're a Liberian who want to see this country to go forward, if you're a Liberian who want to see your children to prosper, if you're a Liberian who want to see Liberia to move from where it is to a better place, I'm appealing to you. I beg you, fast for 7 days. Fast so that God can redeem President George Weah. Everything President Weah is doing, he's not doing it by himself. Every situation, everything that President Weah is doing, they have made President Weah so stupid. I'm sorry for the utterance, Mr. President. I'm not saying it to make you look like you are irresponsible, but they have made you so stupid in the eyes of the Liberian people because so that they too can benefit. Magio and Tue, I'm not naming, those are the two individuals that everywhere I went that they revealed to me. Everywhere I went, those are the two individuals that God in heaven revealed, Magio and Tue. I know you will not believe it. When I wrote that article on July 31st, 2019, Magio and Tue, their jobs became so threatened. Those two individuals took my clothes to a juju man. That's the reason I am not saying they kill Muna, but they need to be investigated spiritually over the death of people, including Muna Peham Youngblood, who were close to President George Weah. Those two individuals, I am appealing to Liberians. I am not saying they are the ones who killed Muna, but I am saying they should be investigated spiritually. I am now also saying that Magio killed Senator Mabutu Vlanipa, but I'm saying if you are a Christian who believes in God, I want you to fast and pray so that God can disgrace these people. God can disgrace them. We did not bring President George Weah to power for us to be disenchanted passing around. We didn't bring him to power for us to be passing around. How can a group of people struggle to make a country better? Two individuals just sat down and started collecting money from people to give them jobs that they did not struggle to get. I can tell you how many seditious that are in George Weah government. Most of the ministers in President Weah government, he don't know them. When we sometimes used to go for retreat, President Weah used to ask his ministers for their names. He don't know most of them. He don't know them. Sometimes when you speak to President Weah, he even know you. He just look at you and pop at you. Most of his ministers, he don't know them. He don't know most of his ministers. Why? Because Magio collected money from people and gave them jobs. He just imposed those names. To fast track this message, on January 29, I met President George Weah at the Capitol building after the inauguration. In fact, before I go to that topic, during the inauguration, while we were at the executive pavilion, because there the inaugural ball was held, while we were at the executive pavilion eating chicken and drinking wine, Magio and Tue, they later on included Semana there, because Semana were already earmarked to be the press secretary, so they included him later on. Magio and Tue went and drew a listing of a cabinet and posted it on Facebook. But then they didn't even post it. They were so eager that they did not even wait for the executive mansion password to be given to them. They posted it on Facebook. I am here tonight. I want somebody to say that what I'm saying is false. I'm challenging anybody to say that what I'm saying is false. Magio and Tue, they went and put those lists on Facebook. They didn't wait for the executive mansion website to even be for the password to be given to them. They were so eager to do so because they knew exactly what they were up to. That's the reason today, nobody say you shouldn't empower other Liberians. Nobody say you shouldn't give opportunity. But for instance, when you come to power, those people who struggle with you, who went to you into the trenches, you must first prioritize those people because they understand what you stand for. For instance, if you take a top-notch edition, Like the way the late Mabutu Yipa was, and you send him to public work. That's why you saw Mabutu performing. Because he went with President Weah. He knew the late Mabutu. He knew what President George Weah stood for. That's why he was able to fix the roads. By the time the president said do the one, he go all out to ensure that those roads were constructed. When you take non-seditious who didn't struggle with you, they understand they never win. When you won in any campaign and you gave them opportunity in positions, what happened? Most of them, the first thing they want to amass the wealth because they think that anytime they're going to lose that job. So they don't feel secure in that office. So the first thing they do, they try to amass the wealth. Having amassed the wealth, they become lackadaisical. They care no more whether you're going to fire them or you don't fire them. They won't know. They didn't care. But because Mageo and Tue, their only aim was to become rich. The only aim was to become rich. Tue bought a house in Ivory Coast. In less than 3 years, Tue got properties that he never owned. He got a house in Ivory Coast where his family live right now. How do you think those things happen? Let me tell you. I have no plan to join opposition. If CDC, I said it to people. I said it to people that we talk. I got no plan to go join opposition. We'll remain in CDC. That's why I suspended my membership. I didn't leave CDC. I suspended my membership. We are not going to run away from the problem. We'll remain in the problem and solve the problem. If you think you're going to gang up to kill me, then you're making a mistake. Because the God that I serve, no, I'm going to live to see the end of George Weah's government. No human being by the grace of God that I serve will kill me. I don't care how powerful you are, how connected you are in the world. As long as it is not God's design plan, you will not harm me. You will be the loser. So don't even think that you're going to come after me. If I'm in Sierra Leone, I will tell you I'm in Sierra Leone. If I'm in Guinea, I will tell you I'm in Guinea. If I'm in Turkey, I will tell you I'm in Turkey. If I'm in Gambia, I will tell you I'm in Gambia. You can't do nothing to me. Because I didn't steal from nobody in Liberia. I didn't kill nobody in Liberia. I resigned from your government because of the excesses that are going on. I believe that you promised so much to the Liberian people that you are not doing. Because the vice president was seen as a threat. What Mageo did, Mageo started bringing wars between Vice President Joel Taylor and President George Weah. At some point in time, when Vice President Joel went to see the president at the mansion, she had to sit in the waiting room for hours without even seeing the president. Mageo insisted that the vice president should talk to him before the vice president will not see the president. On many occasions, it happened. So when you see the vice president going disgruntled today, she's not going disgruntled, or she's not angry because of some of the things that are happening, but they have humiliated that woman so much. They have humiliated her to the extent that she even know what to do. They have humiliated her so much. Why should a group of individuals who went to a revolution to redeem the people, to liberate the lives of the people, choose to gang up? Few of them decide to gang up and plunder the state. The very things that they condemned yesterday, they decide to engage in those things today. Where did Mageo get money from? In less than 6 months to own a house that cost more than 300,000 United States dollars. Where did he get that money from? Well, what are some of the security that he gave to ABDR? Let's agree for argument's sake that ABDR gave him loan. What are some of the securities that he presented to them for him to be qualified to get a loan? And I talk some stupid people because they can go to him and get a few money. Some stupid assholes, they gave him money, so they say, oh, Boima. Look, you don't know damn fucking sedition more than me. You don't know damn shit sedition more than me. I can tell you that. Okay? Some of us will love President Weah more than you. Seditious, Weah seditious will agree with me that many days when I sat on the EABC, when I sat on the Liberian National Television to advocate for that government, I did so with my passion. I did so with everything that I had. But guess what? Even the information ministry that is supposed to propagate the government agenda, Mageo and Tue, they connive. They remove the money that was... There's a money that the government can allot to information, which enhances information work, the operation budget. Information got no operation budget. So how do you expect the government message to go across the board? How do you expect the government to be able to communicate with their people? When McGill and Tue extracted the 150,000 United States dollars, as little as it is, but that money was helping. It was providing means for the government information to go. It was creating an avenue for the government to be able to talk to our people. It was creating avenue for government to be able to tell the people what they were doing. Tell me, go to information ministry today, go to their budget. There is no money there for tourism. There is absolutely, except they put it there last night, there is no money there for culture. Everything, Tue extracted those funds and put it to him. He said he will manage it because he's a greedy man. He thinks everything should be he and McGill alone. That's not what you went to power for. That's not what you went to power for. When I served as the Deputy Director General for Rural Broadcasting, I can count how many times I visited the counties. Do you think I didn't want to go to the county? You know, some of you stupid people, you're saying it. You reckless guys who benefit from the crumbs of these people, very irresponsible, wretched people. We here, look, I am noted in the government of President George Weah to be that only sole voice who rose up both at cabinet retreat and openly to say that, Mr. President, you are not leading the people well. I didn't do those things because I wanted to set records. I did it because some of us came to politics with this mindset to liberate the people. We didn't come to politics to score political mark. I have no intention to run for any political office in Liberia. I have no intention to support any other person besides a CDC. But this is the problem. Why should CDCs continue to shout munya, munya, munya? When the people that they're shouting for don't value them. When two individuals have hijacked those people. Even when CDCs were so bitter in the just ended elections. When CDCs summoned, when they insisted that they wanted to be the president. Because McGill and Tue, they knew that when the president meet those people at the party headquarters, they were going to be the center of the focus meeting. Today, President Weah instructed the chairman to tell every CDC to stay to their houses. I'm encouraging you, Abu Bakar, stop calling my line. I don't want to take issue with you. We got no shit to discuss here. Okay? You call my line again, I will tell you something that you will not want to hear. Don't call my damn fucking line. Okay? I'm telling you, don't call my line again. I got nothing to discuss with you. I'm warning you. You call my line, I will embarrass you here tonight. Please. You, my friend, I respect you. What I'm saying here, it pains my heart. It pains my heart that those guys brought a bunch of rogues, criminals, and infused them in the president, in our main government to damage the Liberian people. To create, look at how suffering the people are today. Look how people came with expertise to help this government. McGill and Tue chased those people out. McGill and Tue, they chased those people out. Women who traveled from all the way America, some of them with their degrees, they came to McGill. For them to be incorporated into the government, McGill insisted that he must lay with those people. Then that he know how to function well. Just because he won't pass there too. To say, yeah, me, I want to do something. He insisted that some of those people, he must go over there. Then he ready to go to church and sit down there. You know, that's why I issued that birthday tweet to him. He's a very wicked fellow. He's a very wicked fellow. Nobody should feel sorry for him. I'm not savage. When you know me, those who interact with me, they know I know God. I serve God with my whole heart. I got nothing absolutely against those people. But McGill and Tue, they have damaged the CDC. And to repair the CDC will be so hard. It's going to be so difficult. It's going to be so difficult. It's going to be so damn difficult that nobody will know. President Weah in his dream never thought that he could be so unpopular so soon. That in Monserrado County he will go to an election and the Liberian people will nearly boo him. Why do you think it happened that way? Why do you think it happened that way? You know, they are trying to hack my page. They are trying to hack page to tell you how very stupid they are. How very irresponsible they are. The guys are NSA. Sam Sayon, tell your boys to not hack my page. Because the trial will come after you too. To try, if this page is hacked tonight, I will come after you. Let me tell you, you can't do nothing to me. The worst thing your day was, look, I don't want to talk. You can't do absolutely nothing to me. You guys can do shit to me. I challenge you. When I'm in Sierra Leone, I will say I am in Sierra Leone. And I dare you to come. You got a bunch of because some of you, same so you can benefit from those people. When my girl won't kill, now you they can tell to go kill. So that why you don't want me to talk. I'm warning you, stay off my damn fucking podcast. You gotta stay off it. You have to stay off it. I don't want to go. You my papi, I respect you. Stay off my podcast. You want, you can go to Guinea and go do your juju. Stay off my podcast. I'm warning you. Some of you guys, you ain't let people to be too decent. You all let for people to be very, very much ruthless with y'all. Let me see you. Let me see any of your people hack my page again. Okay? Let me see it happen. Let me see it happen. You guys have spoiled Liberia. You think that's what we struggle for? You think we came to power for Liberian people to struggle for food to eat? You think that's what we came to power for? Do you really think that's what we came to power for? Institutions that are supposed to disseminate information about you, you strangulate those institutions. My girl and 12 would rather tell the people to go to their house, to go and justify why they must give them money. How would the president message go to the people in the rural area now? How would the mayor in Grand Crew know that President Weah working? How would the mayor in Sino know that President Weah working? How would the mayor in Grand Crew know that? That's the reason why President Weah, you suffer this massive defeat. When you want to listen to me like your business, because I'm one of your enemies now. Like I don't care. You think what I'm telling you? I'm saying that I don't need no favor from you. In fact, the best thing that has happened for me is that I'm not working in your government. I feel more relaxed. I feel more comfortable. Let me be frank with you. In your government, every day when I go to work, I used to kneel down 30 minutes, 45 minutes to just pray so that you can't fire me. Because every day, somebody will carry some kind of church police to you. So gossip. Everybody carrying gossip to you to gain favor. Oh, what's up? Imagine my dog went to buy me sandwich. The man left a car beating. Somebody went to the president hall to say, oh, my dog car was beating while I was in the restaurant. So I used to go on my knees every day. That's the reason why God protected me. I used to go on my knees 6 a.m. Those who work at LBS, if I'm lying, ask them, they will tell you. As early as 6:30, I was in the premise of LBS on my knees, praying to God for protection and for President Weah, so that somebody can carry my knee to him. While I finish praying, I will anoint his picture. As a rare, you are in the president's office. You are in my office now. Check the portrait that you made there. You will see some piece of anointing oil on it. Every day, I will anoint President George Weah's portrait as a point of contact for God to protect him and favor him wherever you were. That's how extremely loyal I have been to this man. And you sit over there and say, I'm a betrayer. Something must be going fucking wrong with you. Something must be going fucking wrong with you to think about me that way. Some of you guys are foolish people. You did everything to get me out of that government. You conspired. You concocted things together. But thank God I've known the truth. At the right time, I will talk about that. You did everything to get me out. It was a whole conspiracy you did. Because you knew what exactly you wanted. You saw me like this young man who, my girl will be sitting out to a house talking to people laughing. The moment I enter my girlfriend, a whole mood change. At some point in time, after July 31st, 2019, anytime I went into my girl's compound, a mood change. Before that time, I used to go to your house with EO. I would go there with us sit down. So I know a lot of things about him. And anything I say about my girl, I can even swear to salt and water and drink it. I don't sit there and put lies together against him. He and Tue. Those two guys are very demonic people. Anything they want to, let them go and do it. Let them go and do it. They are wicked people. They have sacrificed they have destroyed this government so much. They don't want to see the best happening for this man. We went to imagine you just a finance minister. We've never gone to second round. We've never gone to 2023. My girl, 12 rather called a meeting at the Boulevard Palace in early February of this year before I could go to Dakar. If that was the last meeting I attended before I traveled to Dakar. 12 called a meeting and told the youth league, some members of the youth league, that he wanted to succeed President George Weah. And that's the reason why he was going to form a series of cyber groups to be propagating him. And that was at that meeting that he selected Aloysius Howe to be the man who will coordinate the cyber team. So the gladiators, that's how the gladiators were formed. The gladiators command center, that's how it was formed. That group was not formed to promote President Weah. It was formed to propagate, to promote Tue. Even when Tue people in, they will go take it and put it on Facebook. That was twice making, so that he can be the most effective minister. To you, my girl, you can go back to your juju man. To you're stupid. Your friend are doing innovative method to improve countries around here. You're passing from menacing man to damage people. You think mama had me in her stomach for 1 year. 1 year, she had, God knows why he kept me there for 1 year. You think a stupid man like you? People struggle to make this man president. You're just passing around and from juju man to juju man, so that your government can get damaged. Reckless people, foolish people. But don't worry, that's why I told you must repent. When you don't repent, my girl, the disgrace that will come for you in that country, you not believe it. Keep misbehaving. Keep going to medicine. Somehow you succeed, maybe. You'll be lucky one day go somewhere you kill someone, but it will not still help you. It will not help you. Maybe I'll be passing in high somebody in one of the countries I'll be to kill me. It will not help you. It will not help you. I left Liberia, you went, your stupid fool, you sat down and start telling people how you gave me who you gave $500 to? Who did you give money to? From September 30th, I ever went to your house? Since the day I went to yours, September 30th, I ever went to your house? Your stupid fool to tell somebody that you gave me $500 to tell you how demonic you are. You even scared to lie. Your fucking ass. You say that you lie every day. You know? Say that you pass around. You lie to you gossip about the vice president to the president. Oh, Mr. President, the vice president wants to take your job. Oh, the vice president traveling. That is how President Weah started hating Joel. That's how President Weah started hating Vice President Joel Taylor. When we came, before we came to power, the president and the vice president, they were so friendly. Anything President Weah wanted to do, he could consult. Even when we came to power, when he wanted to make the first appointment, he told Vice President Taylor to bring the list of the MPP people. Maggie noticed that if this president and the vice president are too close, he will not be able to have most of the decisions to make. So he brought out edge between these two people. That's the reason why you see today the president and the vice president, as I speak, they can't speak to each other. They don't speak to each other. It is Miguel's doing. That witchcraft who celebrated his birthday today. He's a very demonic individual. You want to go shake your medicine bottle. Go shake it. You are a demon. Miguel, I'm the one saying it. Boima JV Boima. I say you are a witchcraft. And by the power of the God of Bishop David Oyedepo, you will be exposed soon. Except there is no God in heaven. Everything you have caused to these people in our country, every harm that you have caused to them in our country, you will reap it before you die. Don't think that the last time when Senator Mabutu Hiba slap you and you fainted and you wake up again, you collapse, rather, and you wake up. Don't think that your medicine too strong. Now just warning sign God gave you. The big one coming for you. Look, I'm telling you, the bigger one will come for you. That one you will not be able to call press conference and tell anybody say you will. The bigger one will come for you. Somehow will not know medicine man rule. That only God will serve. That only God will serve. That only God will run to. You can go to your juju man in Burkina Faso. Take my picture again and my clothes. Carry your stupid toy with a cockroach body. You carry my picture to him. You carry my picture to your juju man and tell him to do bad thing to me. You carry that. Except there is no God in heaven. But my God that I serve in heaven will destroy your witchcraft people. Bunch of demonic individuals. You think Liberian people voted for that man? The way President Weah, we went to Maryland at 2 a.m. in the morning. 2 a.m. in the morning. Thousands of people on the street of Plebo, crying with tears in their eyes at 2 a.m. in the morning just to see President Weah. Madam Claire Weah, the first lady, she turned to the president. I was standing right behind her. And she said, George, are you seeing what these people are doing for you here? They are doing this because they love you. Please don't betray these people. Please lead them, George. She was saying that you could see the emotions. I sat to President George Weah. I and my former boss, Madam Estelle Lebate Camus, we sat to President George Weah in his office at the mansion. We sat there from 2 p.m. until 7 p.m. When President Weah took he got a phone. When President Weah took his phone and started telling us the things he got for Liberia, the planes, we cry in our office. Where are those planes, Mr. President? Where are those good things that you showed to us in your office that day? Where are those many things that you promised to do? You've allowed those two demonic people, those two witchcrafts, Magre and Tue, to use you. People say you too, you can do your own juju. Go and consult your own medicine man too. Except maybe they have convinced you to follow them. Because that's the only way you will not be able to know what they're doing to you. So long you follow them, you're not inside. You pray to God. You went to Israel. When you wanted to be president, you went to Israel. You and the vice president, you went to Israel. You prayed to God in the grave of Jesus Christ. You went and entered that grave. You prayed. And you came back. God gave you power. Why are you living God's way? To start going after people. Why are you going after men like me? To the extent you go in studio to go sing music. Why have you allowed those people to belittle you so much? To make you look like one irresponsible young man who passes around. To the extent I send you a message that Mr. President, then your music better in that jump in that group. You got to focus on leading the people. The only thing you could do was to insult me and black me. You think that's how it's supposed to be? You think someone, look, you tear my heart, I still like you, I still love you. I'm still passionate, I still want you to succeed. But you have been fooled by those ignorant, arrogant, a bunch of reckless people. Those inept individuals whose only quest is to continue to make wealth at your own detriment. When President Weah came to power, it was McGill. Because he had bought his house and the news unveiled, the news came out in the press that he told Mr. President, don't listen to the people. Mr. President, don't listen to them. You can pay your own house. You can start, those properties you got, even when you leave power with your parents, you bury her, people will still talk. So the barrier can do, just bury her. When I brought people, I will defend my parent. That parent will defend it. That parent, their burial will defend it. That how President Weah started burying. I'm not saying it was McGill that told him to bury, but he was one of, if he had convinced the president, as influential as he is around him, if he had convinced him that, look, what you're doing is not correct, let's wait a little bit. Which president will come to power in a poor African country in less than 1 year? The president built 45 houses and started renovating your homes. I read a book called Think and Grow Rich, written by Napoleon Hill. It says if your mastermind cannot give you the right advice, you always fall victim of negative consequences. The people that surround you. That's the reason why when presidents in countries like the United States, when they ascend to power, they look for the best brains around the world, around within their country. The best brains, the most sophisticated people. Who told you CDC got people who are sophisticated? CDC has a lot of educated people. Every man that has plenty degree might get them put on one side. In fact, Mexico, I remember the name. My own man, Mexico, I forget his name. It was Mexico that they told to collect the files, the CVs of people. Go to Mexico or Toronto today and still got some people CV under a bed. Go to CDC headquarters in Mexico office. The CVs that the people gave him, they're still there. Why Mexico were collecting CV from seditious at the party headquarters, McGill and 12 were busy selling positions out. And you want me to sit there and be clapping for them? Look, I'm not suffering. God can never allow his children to suffer. God can never allow his children to suffer.